Alright, what is up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris and today I'm back with another video here. And the Flyers are 3-1 on the season. A really solid win over the Edmonton Oilers, 4-1 at home. Man, a lot of good things in this game. Where do I start? I mean, I think, obviously I wasn't a fan of the lines. Not saying that I don't like the lines, it's just I would rather that Morgan Frost be playing instead of being sat for 2 games in a row. I've kind of dissected my thoughts on that on Twitter and on Flyers warm-up. I mean, I'll say a little bit about it here, but it just doesn't make any sense. You're gonna, sit a guy again, a 24-year-old in a rebuild. The lineup didn't really change that much. I mean, Zamula comes out, Andre comes in. Nothing really changed outside of that, and Frost is scratched again, Hart's in net again. I mean, that was really it. The only bad thing that comes out of this game for the Flyers is Mark Stahl's injury. He leaves with an upper body injury in the second period. Not ideal. Obviously, you don't want to lose a defenseman 4 games in, so we'll see what happens with Stahl. The good thing about it, and at least the good thing about the Flyers and the way that the roster was structured, is that they have the other defenseman in Zamula. So, bearing any update on Stahl, Zamula's probably going to come in, and my guess is Stahl's going to be out for a little bit, considering the play didn't look good, and B, he didn't come back. So, also the team, it was really early in the third period when they announced that he was coming back. So it kind of took a little bit for them to announce, officially that he was out. So, not ideal, but again, the lines, and again, I like this lineup. Tippett, Couturier, Atkinson, Konechny, Lawton, Forrester, Farabee, Cates, Brink, Delorier, Paling, Hathaway. You need to find a way to fit Morgan Frost into that. Because all these guys are playing well. And, and look, and that's not me saying that Frost played bad. It's way too early in the season to start saying, well, he didn't play good enough, so he's got to come out. It's 2 games. It's very small. Some guys like Tippett, like Cates, like Farabee, they've had a little bit of kind of some slow starts. I know Farabee did score, but he didn't have his best game against Ottawa either. So I don't know. It's I think there's little things with it. Forrester was another one. So, I mean, look, there's a lot of little nitpicky things. And I don't want that to be the negative sore spot of this video, because this was a really good game for this team. I mean, you go up against a team in Edmonton where, I mentioned this on Flyers warm-up, where 2 games last year you beat them. 2 games last year you played them. You beat them the one time. And, the game that the Flyers won last year was 2-1 in a shootout. At home, you didn't take any penalties. That was one of the biggest things. The other game had some penalty trouble late. Flyers blew 2 leads, 1-0 and 2-1, and ended up losing that game 4-2 in regulation with an empty netter. This one tonight, obviously Edmonton, they're a very good team. To me, they are they're my cup favorite to win. They're my cup pick, or a very early cup pick. The Flyers win this game 4-1. If you're looking at the box score, they win in the face-off circle, 52% to 47 for Edmonton. Only 2 penalties against. Oilers go 0 for 2 on the power play. 19 blocked shots for the Flyers, and they held Edmonton to only 23 shots on net. That's really good. And as for, the main guys that everybody knows on the Oilers, Connor McDavid, he has an assist. He was -1 in 18 minutes of ice time. And as for Draisaitl, he was no points, a -2, and a 19:32 in ice time. That's what you want to see. You want to see that, where you kind of hold these guys to not a lot of chances, nothing too crazy, limited penalties. That's how the Flyers are going to win a lot of these games, not just against Edmonton, right? Because, you have such a deep lineup with the Oilers, and obviously the star power up front, and their power plays is just sick. But then when you look at this, and it's this is the way the Flyers have to play. They have to play and I'm not a huge fan of the dump and chase, but it's been working, and you've seen it. In little plays, even tonight, I mean, some of the goals, they get a good entry, they get a power play, they get a nice pass from Tippett. It was kind of just like little things like that. But again, you obviously get a shorthanded goal, which was huge, and just a beautiful shot from Sean Walker. So there was a lot of little things in this game, and just, looking at the first period, like the Oilers, it was kind of back and forth. The Flyers had some chances, Edmonton had some chances. Anaheim had a shot on a 2-on-1 that goes high. I thought the Flyers defended the McDavid line well. They basically had a guy on McDavid just about every time. Somebody was very tight checking. That's one thing. The Flyers have kept a lot of things to the outside. Limited amount of shots last game for Vancouver. I believe they had 24. Edmonton had 23. So again, it's little things like that you want to see for this team. And again, Carter Hart has played well. In the last two games at least, Hart didn't really face anything too crazy. Vancouver had 26 shots, Flyers had 42, and they had 32 tonight. So, it's little things like that, and these are the wins that you want to build on. They get a goal here earlier from Farabee, beautiful give and go with Bobby Brink. Bobby Brink has looked so good in so many little areas. He wins a lot of puck battles, and he fights hard. I mean, I know he's small, and he's going to lose a lot of battles just because of his size, but man, he's drawn a lot of penalties. He drew a penalty in this one. He had to draw a couple in the preseason. I think he's drawn at least 5 penalties so far, and that's obviously including preseason, but that's good. Like, that's what you want to see. He's making plays. Flyers had a power play late as well. They had a chance from Couturier. Shots at the end of the first period were 10-8 in favor of the Flyers. They get a goal early from Atkinson. Beautiful pass from Tippett off the wall. The spin, the hold is a sick pass. Slam dunk for Cam. 2-0 Flyers. Then a little bit of power play trouble. Hart had a couple big saves. Had a nice one on that Coleman. It was a pretty good period. Hart had a couple good saves in the first two. Had one on Draisaitl in the slot. A couple chances from that Oilers, high-end line, and they kept a lot to the outside, and they continued into the second. Oilers get a power play. It was a hold on Cam York. A couple chances for Edmonton. Flyers were, again, just a strong game overall. Hart had a nice save and tight there on the scramble in front. I believe it was Ryan in front. Power play again for the Flyers. They just couldn't do anything with it, and that was one of the ones where I wanted to see them, take over the game right there, because it's a power play late in the second period. You're still up 2-0, and a power play goal. Then it's a 3-0 lead late in the second period, and if you end that period, you're up 3-0 going into the third. Well, that doesn't happen. The Flyers don't score, and Hyman makes it 2-1, and you're like, that sucks. Then the Oilers get a power play, and you're like, great, now this game could be tied up, and the Flyers could have been up 3-0, but they get a shorthanded goal from Sean Walker, and that all just went away, and it was great. Oh my God, beautiful shot. Beautiful shot from Sean Walker, who's honestly underratedly been very good. Good passer, can skate. I like that he covers a lot of ground too, and just back checking and everything. He's been pretty physical. Like, I've really enjoyed his game. He's played smart, simple. Get the puck off. Get the puck off the wall and out, exit out, like whatever. He's been good. He gets rewarded with the shorthanded goal, the first shorty of the year for the Flyers, and a really, really good period overall. I mean, you didn't hold them to much. They get a breakaway goal early. They get off of the power play that they don't score there, and the Flyers, they go 0 for 4 on the power play. It's going to be a problem. I don't love the units. I'd like to see Tippett on the left flank for the one-timer. I'd like to see them kind of work that into it, so we'll kind of see what happens there. But just a really strong game. Again, like I said, the goal from Atkinson was beautiful. Really nice. Again, really nice pass from Tippett. That's what you wanted to see from Tippett. It felt like Tippett in this game had a lot of good plays where he could play with the puck, but he was like, as soon as somebody was just swarmed on him, like he didn't have as much room as he normally does to make plays or anything like that. And it'll come. I'm not worried about it. I think he's definitely going to have his opportunities to score, but a game with 2 primary assists, and not just any primary assists. Like, there are beautiful passes. A really good game for him. And again, Brink, I don't think really anyone played bad. And again, like I said, the only really bad thing out of this game is the injury from Stahl. So a really solid game overall for the Flyers. And when you move tougher, I know later into the year, and you have a lot of games early on against better teams, and the Flyers, they've done this. These past couple of years, they've had some good starts, and it's faded on. It's faded ebbed and flowed and things like that, and then they're going to go through their injuries. But I think this can be a little different. I don't think they're going to be as bad or have as much of a drop off to where last season they have a good start and then lose 10 in a row. Like, I don't think that's going to be the case. Like, they're going to, end up having a good stretch of games. And I think that can continue. It's a tough month because you had Vancouver, you have Edmonton, Dallas on Saturday, Vegas, Minnesota, Anaheim, and then Carolina to end out the month, and then you start November against Buffalo. So it'll be interesting to kind of see where it goes. But for right now, this team's playing some good hockey. So thanks everybody again for all the support. As always, make sure to follow Maher Media for everything Philadelphia Flyers related, all on our social medias, our website, obviously YouTube here for all the post game and pregame and everything. A lot of stuff coming. We have a lot of content kind of in the works. So again, thank you all so much for all the support. My name is Chris, and I will talk to you all again soon.